have help from Balázs Csanak, and he's the founder and the brain behind esports biohackers.
Be in English, okay, for our guests also. Welcome. My name is Balázs Csanak. I am the founder of Esports Biohackers, a performance hacker group improving the mental and physical performance of esports athletes. And today I'd like to talk about one of my favorite performance hacks, something I consider as one of the most influential, most important pillars of performance enhancement. And not only in gaming, but actually in all walks of life, in every aspect of life. So even if you are not a gamer anymore, it can be of your help in performing better in any aspect. Recently, I wrote research by Nida Usman, who was analyzing the sleep of 100 gamers from around the world. And what she found was that the majority of the gamers have some kind of sleep disorder, misaligned sleep pattern. The symptoms are, it takes, the clickers here. So the symptoms are taking more than 30 minutes, in some cases more than 60 minutes to fall asleep, waking up multiple times during the night, not getting enough quality sleep, and difficulties getting up. Okay, but why is sleep so important? Why bother? Actually, sleep affects every organ system. Sleep affects every disease state. It is a basic fundamental need for our bodies. Consider this. You can go without food for 25 days. You can go without sleep for 6 days. Which one is more important, eating or sleeping? So sleeping is the time when our mind and body is healing itself, restores itself, rejuvenates itself. This is the time when we grow muscles, we repair damaged tissues, we regulate our hormones, process through our thoughts and memories. If you don't get enough quality sleep, you get more irritable, you get more easily salty. Also, you're not having good communication skills, not having good social interactions with others, like your teammates. Communication can fail, which can mean the end of the game. Also, your mood is on a roller coaster, and you take out on other people. Plus, you also make dumber decisions. A study of the University of Las Vegas was looking into sleeping and gambling. And they discovered that when you lose sleep, you know what the risks are. You know that they are against you, but you still make, and you simply don't care. So mental performance is decreasing. Decision-making, attention, alertness, reaction, mental flexibility is suffering. The more sleep-deprived we are, the more depressed, more anxious we get. We also tend to think slower. Plus, neutral stimulus can be also rated as a negative. A 90-minute less sleep means 30% less brain power and 33% increase in reaction time. It's like we would go play with 1/3 of our brain missing. If we're lucky, the opponent team has also missing 1/3 of its brain. If not lucky, then they are listening to this presentation and they take my advice seriously. So, How do we get sleep disorders? What are the main factors? One of them is the lighting, different types of lighting. LEDs, screens, bulbs even. They are simply telling our body that it's high noon, even if it's midnight. Because of this, our body is shutting off the melatonin production. Melatonin is the hormone which we need to sleep. So if there is no melatonin in our system, then we can fall asleep. The other one is stress and lack of movement. When we're having stress, the stress hormones like cortisol, the level of stress hormones is elevated. Cortisol is also the hormone which wakes us up in the morning normally when everything is all right. Movement could help to sync the levels, but most of the time gamers simply stay put, keep sitting, and this is not happening. The next one is self-explanatory, sacrificing sleep for gaming. And I have to note here that most of the gamers are working and studying beside of gaming. But still, this is a factor. And the last one is caffeinated drinks and alcohol. To compensate the negative effects of sleep loss, gamers mostly go for energy drinks or anything containing caffeine. And this is also part of the problem because caffeine has a half-life of 6 to 8 hours in our blood. If you drink a cup of coffee at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, then half of the caffeine will be in your blood at midnight. Maybe you're not so sensitive on caffeine. And you can easily fall asleep 2-3 hours after drinking a cup of coffee. But research shows that even in this case, the quality of sleep is compromised. So you maybe go for a glass of wine to compensate the negative effects of coffee, which you drank to compensate the negative effects of sleep loss. But the problem is that alcohol has the same effect. It also compromises the quality of sleep. What does all this has to do with the 8-hour practice myth? Why is it a myth? For me, the 8-hour is symbolizing as a symbol for the common misbelief amongst gamers that you have to practice for long hours, like 8 hours or 10 or even 12 hours in some cases, 6 or 7 days a week, if you want to get to the top, to be the best of the best. In reality, gamers simply overload their nervous system. They're overworking it by not letting enough time to regenerate. They also compromise the quality of sleep. They become more of an S with their mood swings. And not to mention all the other psychological and physiological effects. No wonder that esports athletes burn out and retire so early. Okay? In contrast to that, if you are well rested, if you get enough quality sleep and leave enough time for your nervous system to process the thoughts and memories and to integrate new information, what you learn during the day, you get better performance. Reaction time decreases. You make better decisions. Your psyche will be more stable. You can focus longer. And you respond better to unexpected events and situations. So at the end, I'd like to give you some ideas how you can help to sleep better. I would go for first. I would go for time is up. Luckily, this is my last slide. So I would go for a proper and steady daily schedule, like a fixed bedtime and fixed wake-up time. No screens and LEDs in the night, 2-3 hours before bedtime. You should also leave enough time for your nervous system to regenerate. And actually, move and meditation can help tremendously in this one. You can do yoga. You can get enough sunlight. Actually, there are plenty of solutions out there. And we as esports biohackers can also help in that one. So this is my presentation. Thank you very much for listening. And if you have questions, find me afterwards, okay? Thank you.